In the YouTube algorithm, the people are represented by three separate yet equally important groups: the one that creates, the one that views, and the one that just can't help but react. Under Title 17, I am a member of an elite squad, also known as the Special Viewers Unit. These are the stories.
A lot of people have been telling me that I've been recording vertically, and on YouTube you have to record horizontally. So I'm gonna start doing that. Like, I'm new to YouTube. I've been here a week. I created my account like, I don't know, earlier this year I think, but I've never made videos or anything, so I'm learning. So I was just on Bad Seeds community post, and she's being a gatekeeper and mean girl. I don't know what Bad Seeds is, so I don't care. And also today, like 6 people went live to insult me, use my content. I've only been on here, what, 5 days? I only have like 6 or 7 videos, and I already had like 6 people go live today, insulting me, being racist. No one should, or everyone should hate me because I'm white. Everyone should hate me because I'm fat, because I'm Chantal's twin. I'm not a real Muslim either, apparently. I literally, like, I've been on YouTube 5 days, and I already have I already have YouTube channels that have like 50,000 like subscribers, like already raging at me. But what's funny is that he was defending Chantal, and he was telling me I'm like hateful because I said that Salah should go to jail, and he was calling me hateful and telling me like I was feces and like I'm not even a human. This was your mama saying that, and he was telling me that I was like beneath like roaches, like I don't even deserve to be treated as a human, right? And he's saying all these like hateful stuff, and like telling me that, like, talking about Islam, and he's a Christian. And he was like he insulted me like every 2 seconds. Like, he couldn't say 3 or 4 words without throwing in an insult about how I'm garbage, how I shouldn't be treated like a human. Like, and I was in there because I was writing. I was like, hey, like, I'm all for free speech. I'm all for because I said in my videos and I even told Chantal, like, if you put your stuff on the internet, be prepared for people to respond to it. And of course, you're not going to please everyone. And of course, you're going to have people that like your content and people that don't like your content. So I popped in. I said, like, hey guys, what's up? If you guys have questions, like, come over and ask, like, otherwise, and then I peaced out. Yeah, I'm not going to respond to anyone, like, unless it's like something Islamic that I need to correct. I'm not going to respond to anyone. I pick my battles, and like I said, I'm only here for like Islamic content. I'm not here for drama content, even if my Islamic content is creating drama. But my intention is just to bring some actual correct knowledge of our religion. I'm not going to make any reaction videos to their reaction videos. I'm not going to call them out, anything. Like, they can say what they want to say. That's their right. It's just sad that he was in there begging for money for my content. Like, he was playing my video for like 2 hours, talking, like, all my videos, was just streaming one after another. And then even after he changed topics, he came back to me, and then he was asking for money. Yes, this is my first live stream. I'm not going, like, all my videos can be researched. All my videos, they can be like verified. And that's why I try to bring books. That's why I try to bring like the Quran. That's why I try to like always give you guys like a resource to show you, like, I'm not just making this stuff up. And if someone asks me a question about Islam that I don't know the answer to, either I'll ignore it or I'll go to my sheikh. I'll go to my sheikh, who's like the imam of a mosque. He's the head of the mosque. He has knowledge. I will go to him and say, hey, some people wanted to know this. Can you teach me? Once I feel comfortable enough talking about it and have the resources that he gives me, I will come back and answer. But I don't research online when it comes to Islam. When it comes to, like, I get a headache and I have like itchy nose, I'll medical Google search myself day and night. I'll like go to Dr. Google and then freak out. I'm like, I got cancer. But when it comes to Islam, I go to actual scholars. I remember seeing you on Dr. Phil and getting so upset. He was so rude to you. I don't, you see, I've been on YouTube for 5 days, and they're trying to like dig up skeletons or expose me, and they think they really got something good when they saw that I was on Dr. Phil. And that's so irrelevant. That was like 12 years ago. And then there was this other lady who was live streaming about me today as well. No, hers wasn't a live stream. Hers was a posted video. And I guess it was live, but I got there late. Anyway, someone tagged me. She was talking about how everyone on YouTube should hate me because I'm white and because I'm fat and because I'm Chantal's twin. Like, she's racist. She's an African American woman and she's racist. People, even her own followers, were asking in the chat, like, oh, so what does her being white have to do with anything? Like, so if she was skinny or she was African skin tone, so that would make her like legit. Yeah, Bridget's her name. Like, I've been here 5 days. I had no idea. Cause like 5 days on TikTok or something, like no one's gonna know who you are for months or years. But 5 days on YouTube and people are like, oh, you're fat, you're white, you're a cockroach. Yeah, that was Bridget. Like Bridge maybe icy or something stupid like that. She was just like, oh, I took a screenshot. She wrote, she's white, she's fat, she's gross, she's crazy, she's psychotic, she's da 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 da. She's Chantal's twin. But she only had like 100 viewers. So I was like, and I thought like Yo Mama and her maybe were like married since they're both like so and bigoted and like really bad people. Like my whole life, like even when I went on Dr. Phil, of course Dr. Phil's international, right? Like Dr. Phil, I had people from other countries like sending me messages, like finding my social media accounts. And this was not even in the TikTok era. This was like, when was I on 2014? This was 10 years ago. And I had people insulting me in every language on earth, but no one was as mean as those two people today, like Yo Mama and Bridget. Like no one, I've never heard anyone speak to anyone as bad as they speak. Like they are so hateful. And he thinks I'm giving a bad image to Islam, but he's like, I'm a Christian. You're not even a human. Like he's giving Christianity a bad name and a bad image. To be honest, like I don't have thick skin, but to me, like this kind of stuff, it like kind of it kind of bugs me because I'm like, how are people so hypocritical to say like I'm a Christian and you're really hateful to Foodie Beauty and you're so hateful to her, like you should shut up, you're a cockroach, you're not even a human. And then Bridget over there, like you're fat, you're white, you don't deserve to exist. And I'm just thinking like, how can these people be so like hateful? And like I've never heard of such hateful people in my whole life. And it just takes me a minute to process it. And then I'm just like, okay, like it is what it is. Like so many people, everyone on YouTube has like haters, right? Or like people that don't like them. It's just like, I feel like I've been so kind, even if my approach has been aggressive, but I feel like I have not made fun of Chantal's weight. I have not like attacked her for how she looks. I've never like insulted her in a physical way. I focus on the things that she's doing knowingly that is being disrespectful. Have I ever been married to a Muslim man? Oh, hippie, not going to answer you. You were the leader of the little witch hunt insult fest over there. In fact, let me just ban her. Can I block her? No, I can remove it though. That sucks. You can't block people on YouTube. Gorlworld. People keep saying I'm in this Gorlworld thing. I'm not trying to be no Gorlworld. I don't want to be in it. I just want to correct Chantal. As I said, when she takes off her hijab and says she's not a Muslim anymore, I'm off. Like my work here is done on YouTube. I'm going back to my little corner of the internet on Facebook. When Chantal stops pretending to be a Muslim, I'm out. The mean streets of YouTube. Yeah, that hippie girl's a hater. She was like really talking shit earlier. It's been 2 years, Abby. Do you think she will leave? Okay, so if her hair is receding, why doesn't she get like a hair transplant? Or like wear, I don't know, a hat or a wig? It doesn't have to be hijab. Even if she's only wearing it to cover her hair, there's so many other things she can wear. Yeah, for her men. I don't think she's in Canada. She loves Kuwait too much. Well, this hides my chin too, so I guess that's just the benefit of wearing it. How do you block people in here anyway? Is that possible on YouTube? Hide user, but doesn't that just hide their comments from me seeing them? Or does it actually block them? Sorry. Guys, I feel like such a noob. I am old, but like I feel so old. Click their name in chat and it brings up block. I feel like I'm 90 years old. I'm a millennial, I swear. My guess is Salah's a Syrian Christian. Oh my God, that would make so much sense. That would really make sense. And people think that she has to dress like that because she's in Kuwait or married to an allegedly married to an alleged Muslim. But in Islam, a Muslim man can marry a Christian woman. And there's a lot of Christians in Arab countries, like even Muslim countries. It's a lot of Christians there. So there's people that don't wear hijab. They don't cover up at all. Even in Saudi Arabia, where it's like the strictest. So if she's ever saying that she has to dress modestly in Kuwait, it's not true. Should she out of respect? Yes, but she doesn't have to, and she certainly doesn't have to wear hijab. She can wear modest clothing without wearing hijab and pretending to be a Muslim. I don't want to be in girl world. Is it true they can't show affection in public? Okay, I'm also addressing that in my video. I was gonna make a video earlier, but I was busy watching all the live streams about me. I'm not gonna do it anymore, I swear. I just wanted to see like if they were gonna say anything that like made sense or that I could take as like constructive criticism. Like people were yelling at me that I should like make my videos horizontal and not vertical. They're like, girl, this ain't TikTok. You need to turn your camera. So that was constructive criticism, right? So now when I make a new video, I'm gonna turn it horizontally. But yeah, I was gonna address that. It's one of those things like affection in public, like PDA. It's one of those things that is like it's there's a difference in opinion. Okay, it's a difference in opinion. So some scholars in Islam, the more stricter ones, say no. Like putting the arm around your wife, like a man putting the arm around his wife when they're walking as like a kind of a protection manner is okay. But that's it. But the majority of scholars, so in Islam, we like to follow the majority, right? Or the smart Muslims anyway, the educated Muslims. The majority of Muslims say something like holding hands while walking outside, you know, a hug, like a quick hug, not quick, but like not just hugging for like 10 days, you know, out there, but things like that in public. So, I mean, but why would she use that as an excuse if she's not doing any, she's not praying, she's not fasting, she's not going to the mosque, she's not following anything in Islam. So why would she follow the affection rule? That doesn't even make sense to me. If they, let's say that she came out and admitted that she's not a Muslim and she took her hijab off, okay, and they went outside in Kuwait together holding hands, nobody would care. Like kissing, nobody would care. Even if they were like making out on their street in front of the I was trying to say Chipotle and Chick-fil-A because I talked about those in my video. Even if they were making out in front of the Chipotle or McDonald's or wherever it is they like to eat, nobody would care. Again, Kuwait is not a country that really has the morale police walking around, right? So nobody would care. If they saw like a woman in hijab doing that, they might give like some side eye and might kind of like secretly shame them. But like, again, it wouldn't be like the talk of the town, right? So any like excuse for her for not doing affection in public, I think he doesn't seem, either he's not like a touchy-feely, like affectionate guy, or he just doesn't want to like be affectionate with her. And I don't buy the excuse that he's trying to like do things that are not shameful, because everything that both of them have done is shameful and like embarrassing and a shame to their family and the culture and the religion and the country of Kuwait. So if he's the one that's like, no, we can't kiss on camera, or we can't do this in public or out in the street or whatever, I feel like it's because he doesn't want to. Because why would he only in that sense like all of a sudden have morals all of a sudden when he doesn't have morals about anything else? Can you address the no kissing or no affection? Look, when I was in Egypt, they're very strict, because I went to Egypt, and I went like 4 or 5 times just to visit. Like I had some friends, like some girlfriends that I had met online from Egypt, and I travel a lot anyway. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna come visit you guys and meet you in person. And now they've been my best friends for like 15 years or something, right? So almost 15 years. So anyway, the first couple times I went to Egypt was just for tourism. Then I was like, you know what? I really like it in Egypt. It's really nice. They've got beautiful like beaches, and they've got resorts, and they've got a lot of historical places to see. That's really interesting for me. And so I was like, you know, I'll try to get a job. So one of my friends who worked with the school hooked me up with a teaching job, but like I didn't like that and it didn't work out. So I ended up just becoming like the headmistress. So I kind of just did the like admin stuff for the school instead of teaching. I'm not a good teacher and I really didn't like working with kids. So when I lived there, I was not as I was religious, but like I wasn't as strict as I am now with things in Islam. So I was still practicing Islam, of course. I was praying, fasting, doing all my duties that Muslims should do, but I wasn't as strict. So I had like some friends there that were men. And one night I went out in a group. Well, yeah, we all went out in a group, but I rode in a taxi with one of my men friends and we were going to go meet our mutual friends, like in a group to go eat. And when we were getting into the taxi, we are both getting in the back seat. Obviously, the taxi came and we were gonna get in on each side in the back. That's normal, like normal reaction. And then the taxi driver in Arabic was like, "No, no, are you guys married?" And I'm like, "No, we're not. Why?" And he's like, "He needs to sit up front." And he made my friend sit in the front because we weren't married. And if you go to a hotel and you're Muslim, you can't stay in a hotel with the man unless you're married. So, but if you go to Egypt and you're not wearing hijab and you're not a Muslim, and you go with your boyfriend or your fiance, they'll let you stay together because you're not Muslim. But Muslims, they can see that I'm Muslim, so they're like, no, he needs to sit in the front. So Egypt is very strict about public displays of affection and things like that because I've had friends marry American friends that I know that have married Egyptian men, and they've been living in Egypt like 20 or 30 years. And they said when they first moved to Egypt and they were married, when they would go walking around like downtown Cairo, they would be holding hands, or she'd be like, "Why won't you give me a kiss?" Or "Let's stop and like kiss here because it's romantic." And their husbands would tell them no, like people will look at us like crazy. But I've seen it because you got to remember in Egypt too, there's a lot of Christians. They're called Coptics. So there's a lot of Coptic Christians in Egypt, and they are holding hands and kissing out in public and stuff. And I'm sure that happens in Kuwait. Maybe not as much because there's not as many Christians there, but I'm sure that you can go to Kuwait and find people doing PDA in public. So I don't think that hell and high water is going to come upon them, but definitely it's not recommended. Like it's looked down upon, especially like certain levels of PDA, you know? Chantal once confessed about having with homeless men in the parking lot. How long can Morphe or the temporary marriage last? What's Morphe? Can they rent an apartment without being married? I don't know Kuwait's laws, but in general like general Muslim countries, no. In Egypt, you cannot get a hotel room or an apartment, especially an apartment. If you can't even get a hotel room with someone not near your husband, you're not going to be able to get an apartment. Does BV nullify women's prayers? No. I don't know if that was like a troll question, but no. Missar, oh, Miss Yar. I don't know. I don't have enough information about her and Salah's deal. I haven't even seen, the only videos I've seen of Foodie Beauty are ones, the only videos I've seen of Foodie Beauty are like the newer ones in Kuwait. And the one on that one show. I have not seen any videos of her like pre Kuwait. And if she's in a Miss Yar marriage, then she could essentially stay in Kuwait as long as she wants. Like, I don't know what kind of marriage they have. I haven't seen her couples channel. Guys, I have so much to process just in the 5 days that I've been here. I can't even like get past the few things I have seen because of the sheer amount of questions that I get just based on what I have seen. She border hops. Well, she needs to stop. She needs to go back to Canada. So let me ask you guys a question. Um, Let me ask you guys a question since I don't know the lore of Foodie Booty. Um, so I heard she takes a lot of breaks off YouTube, but how long has she been gone right now? Like, didn't she just leave a couple days ago? So how long has she been on her break right now, like her current break? And is it the longest time she's been on her break? I'm just curious. I think they started as mut'ah, marriage, and then turned into misyar. What I heard when like the first day I got on here was that everyone's talking about wasta, like someone just gave them a marriage certificate that they're not actually married. So I don't really know, like, I don't even know what the truth is. because I'm getting so many different like conflicting informations. Like some people say she's in mut'a marriage, some people say she's in misyar, some people say that she's just Islamically married and not legally married. Some people said that she has a video of her getting married in the courthouse, which would be legal. But how if she doesn't have a Kuwaiti visa, how can she get married in the courthouse legally? Because you have to have a citizenship to get married. That doesn't make sense. And then people keep talking about a wasta and arranged a marriage certificate for them. So I don't know what to say. Why do I live in a Western country instead of a Muslim country? Well, I was living in a Muslim country and I live in one half the time. I'm here in America half the time in Algeria, but I have a mother to take care of. She lives with me. She had to move in with me this year, and I don't have siblings, and I don't, so I'm the one who has to take care of my mother. So I'm here taking care of her, and that's it. That's why I'm here. Oh, so she's been on break for 4 days, which is a long break for her. Wow, that's good, right? This is the longest she's been off in a long time. She's a celeb. I saw how many supporters she has. That's great for her. I'm glad that she's a celebrity. Can you talk about using marijuana as a Muslim? It's not allowed. And she definitely shouldn't be doing it on camera, and definitely not in hijab. Any mind-altering substance is not allowed in Islam. Yeah, there are some like conditions, like for example, you get into a car wreck, you go to the emergency room, they have to give you sedation or medicate, like heavy pain medication that alters your mind. Okay, fine, that's allowed. But just doing recreational marijuana, it's not allowed in Islam, and that's haram. She can't be doing that. Wasta. She doesn't have a wasta. Look, if she had a wasta, she wouldn't have to go visa hopping, border hopping for a visa. If she, like, the whole point of a wasta is, somebody so high up in the government that if she really had a wasta, she would have Kuwaiti citizenship by now. 2 years in Kuwait and she's still like border hopping for a visa? No, if she truly had a wasta, she would already have citizenship. That's how a wasta works. 4 days, and I'm surprised she hasn't had something to say about this channel. I know, the only one person I want to like react and respond to my videos, the person that I'm making the videos for, and she's like ghosting me. She's not even like responding. Everyone else on YouTube is, but she's not. Well, Salah does not have any wasta connection, 100%. She refuses to show their marriage certificate. Then I don't believe her. I'm, for better or for worse, I'm the type of person, if I don't see it, the receipt, I don't believe it. Like the diabetes thing, people were so mad at me. They're like, look at her, she's fat. Obviously she has diabetes. That's so dumb. There's skinny people. I know very skinny people that have diabetes. They're very skinny and they have diabetes. And I know people bigger than Chantal that don't have diabetes. One of my mother's friends is like 600 pounds, needs a visit by doctor now. She doesn't have diabetes and she's like 2 times heavier than Chantal. Unless I see it, I'm skeptical about it. And I feel like maybe sometimes that's a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing because then you're just always skeptical of everything. But they don't have a wasta, I can tell you, because a wasta gets things done. Like if she had a wasta, she wouldn't need to leave Kuwait to go back for a visa. I don't understand why a Western woman who has the privilege of being free wants to cover up and be less than men. And I don't understand why these feminists keep running their mouths. It's amazing. White Witch, tell me how I'm not free. Like, I was gonna block you, but I'm curious, White Witch. Can you tell me how I'm less than a man in Islam? And can you tell me also how I'm not free? I would like to know, because I have a full-time job. I work in civil engineering. I travel. I go to school. I take care of my mother. Learning how to cook. At 38, finally learning how to cook. Can you tell me why I'm not free? Puppy lover. Oh, you know what? In my video I'm making tonight, I'm gonna address animal abuse in Islam. Hasn't Kuwait very recently gone quite strict on citizenship via marriage? Doesn't she need to denounce her Canadian rights to gain Kuwait? I don't really know, but if she was truly married in Kuwait, she shouldn't have to leave. She shouldn't have to leave Kuwait to get her visa renewed. So that should tell you one thing. If she's truly like border hopping right now for a visa renewal, she's not married legally. Glad your hijab does not have to hold back 8 chins. It holds back 1. Yeah, I have 1 big double chin and it definitely holds that in. I'm honest. How can someone just give them a marriage certificate? Because every government in every country is corrupt. That's how. Especially like in Middle Eastern countries, or even a lot of countries outside like Western countries, there's not as much like process for things. Like a lot of time, like when I go to Algeria, okay, which I visit quite often, it's not about it's not about like where you go or what you do. It's about who you know. It's about knowing people, having connections. Wastas, right? If they truly had a wasta, a good one, it's easy for them to write up a marriage certificate and hand it to him, a fake marriage certificate and hand it to him. It's not out of the like normal for that to happen in like a Middle Eastern country. They don't have like all the paper trails and stuff like America would have or Canada would have, right? There's just no paper trails and like here. So again, it's easier. Corruption is easier in those countries. I don't like YouTube. Oh, of course you're going to block me. I didn't block you though, did I? So shh. Are you free to have male friends? If I want, yes. Who's gonna stop me? My first years as a Muslim, I kept all my male friends from before I reverted. Sorry, before I became a Muslim, I had male friends, and when I entered into Islam, I kept them for many years. So we as Muslim women, like most of us, we have a choice. We can disobey what our religion tells us. If I want to go right now and take my hijab off and go hang out with men, go to the shisha cafe, go to the bar, go to a nightclub, I can do it. Who's going to stop me? There's no one to stop me. I'm a single woman. Like, who's going to stop me? No one. I'm free to do what I want. I can go skinny dip right now if I want to. I don't want a skinny dip. That's not my idea of a fun or beneficial activity. I'm free to get a divorce from my husband with valid reasons, but even that, I still have a right to initiate divorce. I can do anything I can go right now, get in my car, drive to the gas station, buy a 6-pack of Heineken, and come back and drink it. But I don't want to. That's not my idea of fun. But I have a choice, but I choose not to do that. I choose to wear this. I can take it off. I don't have anyone to tell me not to. My family is Christian. They're not Muslim, so they're not going to tell me to keep wearing it. I'm not married. So who's going to tell me that I can't take this off? It's my choice. Who's going to tell me that I can't leave my house without it, or that I can't drink alcohol, or I can't go to the club tonight? Nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to tell me anything. I'm sorry that you are such a feminist and that you have no knowledge of Islam, that you're going to come on here and talk to me like I'm oppressed and I'm a slave and I can't like leave my room and I have chains and I'm locked up. Who, like, that's crazy. You're watching too many movies. Get off the Netflix, you know? Like, get off the Netflix. These feminists, like, I'm not against women, especially non-Muslim women, like feeling like having some sort of empowerment or whatever. But there's a limit. Like, I'm not pushing my Islam on you. I'm not telling you that you have to be a Muslim and everyone has to be a Muslim. You don't want to be a Muslim? I don't care. You don't want to be a Muslim? That's not my problem. You want to learn about Islam? I'll teach you. You want to be a Muslim? I'll help you. But if you don't, okay. Don't care. For you to come and like push your feminist ideas on me, it's like a line. Like, Abby, Salah's father is a big deal in the education system. I don't think he's a big deal. Has his father's information been posted online anywhere? Because I can send him a message in Arabic. Salah still believes she'll take him to Canada. I know I'm bad about taking the bait. But I feel like when I say that I pick my battles, it means that sometimes I can take people's negative comments into like a learning moment. Can Salah even visit Canada? No. Okay, but you can't deny the inherent Western privilege you have as a Western Muslim revert. Okay, so what privilege do I have as a revert Muslim that other Muslim women don't have? And don't bring up Iran, because Iran is not considered Muslim. And don't bring up Afghanistan. I know, see? I knew that Afghanistan was going to come up. That's like the only thing that's the only word they know, the only country they know, because it's the only one talked about on TV. Iran and Afghanistan. And then these people that are not Muslims, they think that Iran is a Muslim country. Yeah, and they think that the minority extremist groups in Afghanistan is how every Muslim woman lives in every Muslim country, because they've never traveled. These people don't have knowledge. They don't travel. They just see what Trump says on Fox 4 and think that it's like fact. She cannot get citizenship in Kuwait because Canada, I think you meant to say, she's in debt with the Canadian tax people. Well, she can still get citizenship if she's in debt. Well, I don't know about Canada, but in America, a lot of women are in debt here and they go get married to foreigners and they never come back. And they get married. My thoughts on their marriage certificate. I haven't seen a marriage certificate. So I don't have a thought on it because I haven't seen one. I did 4 tours of Iraq and the women seemed very happy. I'm also a veteran. I served in the United States Army, enlisted on my 18th birthday in 2004. I have also been to Iraq, and women are out there doing their things just like they're doing their things everywhere else.